This lesson is part of the building process to get them right there, summative assessment. So graphic organizer, taking and synthesizing all of the ideas up, all of the materials, all of their thinking, all of our discussions up to this point, synthesizing that, them choosing the three most important to them to support their ideas, and this is that building process to get them right that summative. Well, tomorrow we'll be writing the rough draft. Today is them organizing those ideas. So for me, today is do they have their ideas? Can they formulate their ideas? If not, it allows me time to sit one-on-one with them and get them to develop those ideas. Because some people do need to kind of be held a little bit and carried along the way, whereas 90% is kind of my goal, can do it individually. If not, then I need to take tomorrow and step back and as a class go back and reorganize their ideas and kind of organize that way. Discussion that led up to that helped them organize their ideas, develop their ideas. Our final assessment is the should Lincoln let the South secede? So it's everything that leads up to the South was all the content. So factories versus plantations, slave treatment versus mill girls, children in factories, development of transportation, growth of cities, differences between North and South. So it's pretty much all of the lead up. So they have all of this material to differentiate these two parts of the country and hopefully make the decision, should we just let the South secede and avoid the cost of war, avoid all the damage to society, all the after effects during Reconstruction, should we avoid all that and let them secede? Or did the goal of ending slavery outweigh all the costs of that decision? You'll see a few different things. I'm going to check right off the bat, do they have a claim and evidence? That we'll spend probably first 25% of this class making sure that everybody has a claim and their three pieces of evidence. Because once they have that, most of them, 90% of them, can go off, write, and develop that evidence, develop into paragraphs, support that with evidence. That will all be done individually. For those who are not, then it allows me to sit one-on-one with them and help them develop those ideas. So the biggest checks: can they develop a claim? If so, yes, perfect. Do you have evidence? If so, yes, go for it, right? And then I'll be checking, what's your writing look like? So again, it's just part of, now it's smaller scaffolding. We had the whole unit scaffolded and the whole year to get to this writing point. Now it's, do you have all the pieces to that essay? And then where can I help you get to that end point? So they have the basic expectations for how classrooms should be conducted. And that's been developed all year long. I'll line out the expectations for this lesson right at the beginning. And then we'll check along the way to see if they're meeting those expectations. Again, have you developed your claim? Have you gotten your evidence? What's your writing look like? And we'll stop and check those things as we go. And then also allow me to check individually too as I'm kind of scanning around the room and making sure that, one, they have their pieces, and two, how are they developing? So we have the overarching question, should Lincoln let the South secede? But today there's a little bit of smaller ones. Yesterday we did some stations activity, looking at common mistakes in their writing throughout the year, and I worked collaboratively with the English teacher who just wrote an essay. So we have common mistakes that just came out in essays and ones they've been doing all year long. Other questions, can you develop a thesis? And the biggest one today is we're going to look at developing a counterclaim. So last 3 or 4 lessons, whatever we've been doing, I've been trying to implement pieces of developing a counterclaim to a thesis. But today will be the first, can you do it with evidence? Can you develop it? Can you put it into a full paragraph? And then can you use that information to build within the essay and as a whole? So it's all part of the building process. We started with just a paragraph, then it became a 3-page paper, then it became a 5-page paper. Now it's 5-page with a counterclaim, all the pieces. So it's all been the scaffolded all year long, and this being the end of the year, now we're looking, can we put it all together? Can we send them into high school as competent writers? It's hard because whenever they're writing, there's a part of them that's like, I don't want to do this, it is a lot of work, man. I don't want to do this work. But I'm hoping, because they're invested enough into this unit that we've been taking 3-4 weeks on, most of them are pretty passionate about being good riders. And all year long, I drive home the point, like, it's really important to me that you become a good rider and develop your opinion and be able to support your opinion. And I think in the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, I've really tried to push, like, I'm really looking forward to this essay. I want to see what you have developed into as riders. I'm trying to make it so that they are invested not only in this essay for themselves, but for me. Like, I think in our community, we try to develop this love and this trust amongst everybody. And for me, I want them to essentially love me. Like, I want them to do their work to make me proud. And I'm hoping that's what they do here. They feel invested in, like, putting in the best possible product so that we can see that growth. Content-wise, it's kind of hard to say because, I mean, how much of history can always, relate to the job that you're going to do down the line. So we try to give them those skills. So for us, it's organizing, synthesizing, writing, developing a claim, developing a thesis, and supporting that thesis or that claim with evidence. So really, we just want them to develop an opinion. By the end of this, we're trying to get them to develop a way of thinking. And that's really what this whole unit was about. So we give you all of this material, we go through it together, we try to understand the material, and then by the end of it, you need to develop an opinion for yourself, which way you think and how you support that way of thinking.